Hey there, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Musa Jallo. In today's video, I'm gonna be reacting to a video by Black Culture Unlocked, and the video is entitled "You Have Been Lied to About Africa: The Truth Exposed." So, with no further delay, let's get into the reaction.
Africa is poor and unsafe to live. This is one of the most common misconceptions people have about living in Africa. The truth is, it's not your fault. Over the years, Western media has shown negative images and focused on the poorest and most isolated regions in Africa. This is driven by cultural and political biases and business interests, of course.
I'm gonna say this, and I know it's gonna be unpopular with some people, but I feel like we as Africans also, we don't do a really good job of showing like the good side of Africa, like the African medias. Like I can just ask you right now, right? Apart from DSTV, what popular like African network channel do you know? And I know DSTV because like I'm from Sierra Leone, it's like an English speaking country. But like in the French speaking country, like there is nothing like DSTV, that is like African only. I know it's like popular to have like what they call like Canal Plus, like in the Francophone countries. But guess what? It's from France. Like so like we don't really have like a medium to like tell our own stories. That is like really, really so bad. That's why like people like Gordon Maya, people like Tayo Aina, Steven Ondoku. I really appreciate and love the video because like they want to show like the positive side of Africa. Because it's not there, like we're not doing well to like showcase like the beauty of Africa.
There are poor and underdeveloped regions in Africa. But in reality, Africa is a relatively comfortable place to live. It is home to over 50 different countries and has some of the best urban cities. To see how this continent really is, it is important to challenge the dominant framework posed by the media and look at Africa from a different perspective. That's why it is best to experience things and see for yourself. Today we will help you debunk all the popular myths about this culturally rich and stunning continent. Myth number 1. Africa has no big cities, only land. Africa has the fast.
I can't even believe like people are gonna have this kind of a perception of Africa. Like what? Africa have no big cities. Like people would think that they like really need help.
Fastest urban growth in the globe. The continent's population is estimated to double between 2020 and 2050. Two-thirds of this growth is expected to be absorbed by urban areas, and in the next 3 decades, cities are projected to be a home for an additional 950 million people. Africa.
Based on the population growth of Africa, like if you have the money, you have the resources, buy land, buy land, buy land. If you have the money to develop, because like the population growth is gonna be like so crazy, like, and guess what? All those people gonna need like place to live. So like right now, this is like what even advice to myself, like you have to keep buying land, wherever you are, wherever you live, keep buying land. If you can develop it, you start developing it, because like it's gonna be crazy, like.
Has some of the biggest, fanciest, and most well-designed cities in the world. Here's what cities in Africa actually look like. Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya and one of the fastest growing cities on the continent. It is a well-designed area with a unique mix of modernity and tradition. The bustling city has a wide range of accommodations that cater to every budget and a great nightlife. One of the most interesting places to visit is the Nairobi skyline, with modern buildings and skyscrapers. The Central District also has modern commercial buildings, towers, and favored venues for exhibitions, events, seminars, and conferences. Still not convinced? Nairobi has the largest retail center in sub-Saharan Africa. The Two Rivers Mall is a shopping mall that houses more than 200 stores. It has both international and local fashion brands, making it a popular destination.
That is like really so nice. I didn't know about that actually. Like I feel like I should try to like react to more videos on Kenya, because I feel like I'm really sleepy on Kenya. So like if you guys have like any good video you want to react to about Kenya, put them down in the comment section below.
Destination for shopping and entertainment. Lagos is a huge financial center and the cultural and entertainment capital of Africa. It is also the most exclusive city to live in. It is a densely populated area with busy streets and some serious traffic jams. The truth is, it is not just the skyscrapers and amazing buildings that make Lagos a popular place to live in, but the job opportunities as well. This city is surrounded by water bodies, which means it gets access to some remarkable beaches and tourist attractions. Many multinational companies have branch offices here, It is also home to several high net worth individuals. Some of the top multinational companies that have offices in Lagos are Google Technology Multinational and Shell Petroleum Development Company. So, if you're looking for a city that tunes in with the modern world, Lagos is the place to be.
Many people I feel like they don't see like Lagos, like Lagos is like a mega city, like they have like all these big tech companies, they have like all these big businesses, they have like some of the richest people in Africa living in Lagos, they have like a really big entertainment industry, they have like a big fashion industry, so like Lagos in general, I feel like people sleep on Lagos like so much, like like people like this guy said in the beginning of the video, like when you see Lagos, you like mostly see like the slums and stuff like that. But Lagos, it is a really nice city, it's a really big city, But my only problem, I feel like it's like really too populated, Like if I'm not mistaken, the population in Lagos, I think is between like 15 to 22 million people, in one city, But it is an amazing city based on what I know about Lagos,
Tunis is the biggest city and the capital of Tunisia. This modern metropolis is full of surprises.
Oh.
On one side, there are many ancient buildings and cultural centers that showcase the real richness of the history of this place. But on the other side, you can see picturesque buildings, apartments, popular venues, and tourist destinations with modern quarters, like the iconic Atratin office building, which was recently completed in Tunisia. This type of architecture specializes in contemporary projects, creating a glass construction with distinctive features that fit perfectly in a modern city.
Like the cities like in North Africa, honestly speaking, they really look like European cities, like if you would have shown me the picture of Tunis, you tell me like, oh, that was like somewhere in France, I would have believed you, like if they really look like European cities, But I really like the fact that even though like they have like really modern cities, but they still do their best to like hold on to like the traditional architecture, to like distinguish themselves, instead of like being like a copy of a European city,
Number 2. Cities in Africa are dirty and dangerous. Africa has some of the greenest and cleanest cities. Cape Town is the continent's greenest city and plans to become greener and more sustainable. Nairobi, Cairo, Johannesburg, Kinshasa, and Lagos are also among the best in terms of ecological transition and environmental practices. This is something several cities in America and Europe lack. Although crime is a major socio-economic problem because of labor surplus and uneven distribution of power and wealth, this is common in other continents as well. Myth number 3. People in Africa are uneducated. Africa has some of the best universities in the world. Here, people can get a high-quality education. Take the University of Cape Town, for example. It is ranked number 125th in the best global universities. That means it is in the top 300 of the global ranking.
That is really impressive, Like 125th. Wow, that's really so good,
Other top quality educational centers include the University of Witwatersrand, Stellenbosch University, University of Ibadan, Cairo University, and more. Based on recent statistics, Africa's current primary school enrollment rate is over 80%. The African continent has seen some of the highest increases in elementary school enrollment in the last couple of decades. Although,
my dream is like to actually like start like a primary school one day back in Africa, like it doesn't matter where, but like to start a school that like focus on like information technology, like because that's what I'm studying, that's what I'm like I really like, but I want to create a school where people can like focus on those kind of skills, like to when you learn from like maybe first grade, second grade, you not just learn like math and science, but you like learning math and science with like computer programming, computer science, and stuff like that, And also, I feel like it would be like good to like create like a vocational school where you can like go and teach like adults how to learn how to code and stuff like that, because it is the future, like the more people that know how to code, the more people can start businesses, the more people can like create like new tools, like new ideas, So I feel like it is like really so important, like everybody know how to code, like.
not everyone ends up going to college. There are plenty of people with a college degree. Myth number 4. People who live in Africa have no access to modern technology. Today, around 20 to 22 million people in South Africa are using smartphones. This accounts for roughly 1/3 of the country's population. Samsung is the most popular brand in the region, accounting for over 40% of the purchase.
I can like literally tell you like why Samsung is like the most popular phone in Africa, because I'm gonna say Android in general, like the reason is like when you use the Android, you don't have to like download all your apps yourself. Like take for example, if I download Facebook on my phone, I can like send to you. You can like just install the same app, like on your phone. We can like send music to each other. We can like send things to each other. Actually, right now I'm using an iPhone. It is the first time in my life I use iPhone. All the other phone I've owned in my life, or all the other smartphones, yeah, I've been just Samsung. Because like it is like so much better there. Like oh my god, and like also the bad parts is not difficult. To repair Apple iPhones is like really so difficult, but like Samsung is a bit easier to repair them and stuff like that. But yeah, I really miss my Samsung actually.
Devices. Nigeria is another country with a huge smartphone user base. Nigeria is at the top of the list of African countries with the biggest number of mobile phones. Mobile technologies and services continue to fuel the region's economy, but they are not the only technologies that are available on the continent. Egypt is also seen as a forerunner in digital media. According to statistics, revenue in the digital media market in Egypt is estimated to reach $1,165,000 in 2023. The biggest segment in the market is video games, with an estimated volume of $692 million in 2023. Myth number 5. Africa is sunny, dry, and hot all of the time.
That is like so wrong, because like where I'm from, Sierra Leone, like almost the whole year the temperature is like literally between like 22 degrees Celsius and like 32 degrees Celsius. Like it get hotter than that sometimes, but it's like not that often. Like so like normally like the temperature is like always like it's like perfect. It's not so hot, it's not cold. But like the problem, like it rains a lot sometimes. Like when it start to rain, it really rains. But like the weather is like really so perfect. I like it.
Africa is a diverse continent with different temperatures and landscapes. The regions, located on the equator, receive the most solar heat than any other area on the planet. Since the equator cuts across the center of the African continent, it makes Africa the most tropical continent in the world. But the rest of Africa lies south and north of the equator, so it is normal for countries to have rainfall, mild moist winters, and dry summers. For example, Cape Town in South Africa has a Mediterranean climate with dry summers and rainy winters. For many, the Mediterranean climate is an optimal climate to live in. It is not as hot as in the desert, nor too cold in some other regions of the globe. Nigeria, on the other hand, has 3 distinct climate zones. In the south, there is a tropical monsoon climate. Most central regions have a tropical savanna climate. In the north, has a semi-arid and Sahelian hot climate. So, even if
Actually, I feel like in Sierra Leone we have like the tropical monsoon climate also. So like yeah, so we have a lot of rain, but also it doesn't get so hot.
it gets very warm, you can pop the aircon and call it a day. Myth number 6. Africa is poor. Africa is rich in natural resources. They range from natural gas to water, yes water, wildlife, forests, and minerals. This continent holds a major portion of the natural resources in the world, both non-renewables and renewables. Data shows that this continent contains 30% of the world's mineral reserves, 12% of oil reserves, and 8% of natural gas. It has up to 90% of its platinum and chromium, and 40% of the world's gold. The land offers plenty of resources. The only problem is that many of these resources are used unsustainably or go through illegal activities.
When we realize how to like make use of other resources we have and how to like use it to like benefit the African people in general, I feel like it's gonna be like so late before they realize that. Why will you be like the richest continent in terms of natural resources, but yet still you like the poorest continent? It make no freaking sense. But yeah, but like I don't know, it's crazy, but it make no sense.
For example, Africa loses billions of dollars every year of its natural capital through illegal mining, logging, and wildlife trade. Overall, the continent has a lot to gain if it were to pull and harness the vast natural resources together and use them for the region's development. It could be one of the most sustainable and self-reliant continents on the globe. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Africa has a ton of beautiful places and modern buildings. Hopefully, this video gave you a little insight into the true beauty of the African continent. Have you visited any of these places?
This video is like really so important to showcase like the beauty of Africa, because I feel like most places they have like this like backwards mentality of Africa, But we all can play our part, because nowadays there's smartphone everywhere, So if you go to a really nice restaurant, you see it, post a picture, If you go to a nice hotel, post a picture, If you see like a really nice skyscraper or like a building that is like really nice, or a bridge or something like that, post it, because nowadays we have the internet, we have no excuse, So like we cannot depend on the Western media to like show Africa, like the beauty of Africa. Africans need to show like the beauty of Africans. Like, because if you're not proud of what you have, if you're not proud of like show it, how other people want to see it. Like I know I'm sounding like a bit of a hypocrite right now, because I'm not in Africa. I'm in Europe myself. So I don't have the chance to go around and like show these things. But may or may, like the next time I go back, I'm gonna like spam my Instagram. I'm gonna like spam you guys on YouTube also. But like, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you remember to like it, comment down below, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.